Hello everybody, my name is Gideon Lahav, Glad expert, and today we're gonna solve a small issue that I see in the GLAD community. This Cameron have an issue where she trying to clear multiple rows at once for a checkbox. Okay, she want to tick, in her case, kids, but it can be any items whatsoever. And what we want to do is have the ability to check or uncheck all and check one by one and stuff like that. So in GLAD apps, there is no action, unfortunately, where you can just click and clear all the rows at once. You need to do it manually, one by one. As she described here, she tried two methods, one with a loop action, and as she's saying, it consumed lots of updates, and it means that it costs dearly. And she also tried to use Google Sheets, but Google Sheets, as any external database, there is an issue where it's very, very slow. Okay, and for stuff like that, she wants to be it more faster, as like she's probably gonna check everything and uncheck it and all of this. So we're gonna try to solve this problem without using updates and without using Google Sheets. Okay, so let's go. So I prepared here a simple item list. As you can see, I have a checklist here. I can check those items and I can go to category, and let's say this category is class, for example. And you can see if I click here, it also gonna, I will see it here. And there is no option, as I said, to make here some button that's gonna clear all of these checks at once. So what can we do? What could we do is, let's start, for example, in the category. With category 1, and let's say I want to clear all the category 1 over here. For this, what I will do, I need to change those items of the checkboxes. Okay, I have here a collection of checklists. I do not want to use this checklist. I will use a simple list. But then how can I view check and unchecked? Well, here comes something called hero icons. Hero icons, it's a website where I have like a library of icons, and we can find here, for example, a check sign, and also just a simple circle, empty circle or X. We'll try to find, but for now we can let's see if we can find empty circles here. No, but we have X circle, which is good. It's not bad. So basically what I want to do here is to change the image, because I want it to look like this. Okay, similar as possible, at least, and make it look like this, but I want an image. Why I want the image? Because I can control with if then else. I can control which image I want to show and why. So if I checked, I want to see the checked. If it's not checked, I want to see unchecked. And this will allow me also to make an unchecked, a general unchecked. Okay, we'll see how it goes. So let's go to our data and items. And here items, let's add the check circles. I'm gonna put search here hero icons column, put the name. As you can see, it's over here. I can make it outline like so, and then I can decide the color. I can say when it's checked, it's gonna be green, or maybe we can use this color over here to make it very similar to the checklist component itself. See, checklist like this. This is nice. And now we want to take the X circle and do the same. X circle, like this. And this time I will make it gray. All right, good. Now this checks is nice, but we want to get rid of it. We want to make like a if then else column that represent this check when I'm checking. So my idea to solve this, and I'm sure there are many ways to solve this kind of issue, but I'm trying to show you like what thing I come up with. So what I come up with is date and time. So this is like when checked. And because these are multiple items, I can either, if you guys need this to be individual experience and the same item can be checked with different persons, but it's the same item, I will use the column user specific, and then each user can see its own check. But in this case, for the kids, not sure she needs something like this. It's very individual what she's describing, but it can be also in user specific. Let's do it here like this normally. So I'm going to save it. And now what I want is checklist, and we can duplicate this checklist and say if then else. So I can say if, and because this is a daily thing, it will make it a bit easier, because I can say if the checked is within today, then I want to see the check circle. Otherwise, show me the X circle, and save it. So now it's empty, it's not a date even, so it falls under not within today. That's why we can see this here. Okay, so this is going to be the first person of the first phase of our app. So now let's change it back to the list. All right, and change the image to the check list ITE. Okay, the if then else. Now we can see it's everything is in gray. And on the action, what I want to do is enable the advanced. And when I click the item, instead of showing detail screen, I can set column values. And when checked, put the current date of today. And if I want to go inside the item, I can always do this. And this detail screen, and then it will be like this. So when I click here, I can open the item, no problem. When I click here, it's gonna be checked because this is the condition that I made. But how can I clear it? Now I cannot clear. So let's go back to action, and we need to do something a bit more complex. So create an action. So we can call it a check item. So we can say that if when checked is within today, then clear it. Else we want to put the current date and save. So now I can click, and you can see how this works really, really nice. The advantage of this is that tomorrow the whole checklist will be automatically cleared, because tomorrow won't be the day of today. Okay, so for example, if I go to items, and let's say instead of October 33, it's going to be 22. Let's say tomorrow arrived, basically. So you see how this became unchecked. So this is nice. It makes it possible that will be automatically cleared. All right. This one way to do it. I was already thinking about a second way we can do all of this, but in a second way, we might consume lots of rows. So not sure that's a good solution, but maybe I will show it to you. So now we can check and unchecked like before. This is not very different from the checklist, but now we need to make a button that's gonna clear all. Right? That's basically what we want. So how can we do that? So what I will do is in the categories, I will also make a button, and we can call it clear. But before that, okay, let me explain something. So to clear it, what we need actually, we need to put all of them the date of yesterday, right? Just not within today. So what we can do here is yesterday, and then we can put like a math column, and we can say today -1. And here we have the date of yesterday. And now we can say here date chosen. And here we're going to have just a regular date. And because we have a connection between items and categories, here all the items, and here in items we have a relation between categories, between the items to the category, then I can pull this date chosen. Date chosen, and we can use lookup because it's single relation. Date chosen, and save it. And now on this clear button, we can set column values and click on date chosen to yesterday. Okay, so let's click on it just to document the date. And now we can see for this category 1, we have the date. So we basically need to clear this. So we can make when checked ite. So we can say if checked all right, I had to stop the video to check if it's even possible, so I won't mislead you. And this is a bit hard approach. And with this approach, the downside is we don't have saved data, so we don't know on which day we actually had the item checked or not. So we don't have history. It's only checked, unchecked, and that's it. So this is nice solution so far. If only what you want to do is check it unchecked on a daily basis, and each day it will be empty. Okay, that's cool, but it won't solve our problem. And also we don't have history, so we don't have like daily check-ins or which items were checked on which day. So we can solve these two problems at one go. And what we'll do here is to create another table, daily checks. So the first thing we need is date, is the date to check. And then we need items. And in items, we will need also row IDs. So we can store which item was checked. And this item can be kids, it can be whatever we need to. And also in here, we also need a row ID like this. All right, so let's do a bit different approach now. So back to category. Now I want to check this. I will do something different. And what I will do is this. So we need daily checks for each for item per day. So we can say daily checks all. First relation will be between the row ID and the items. All right, and here the items, I will need to split those because I want to put multiple items. I want to split them up. As you can see so far, it's not so straightforward and easy, but I'm sure we can get there. So saved. And here I want to go to the split ones and match multi. And this checklist, and I want to make it as today. And use query and checklist all, and filter if the day to check is within today, basically. And each item for each day should be checked just once. So we can remove this match multiple and save it. And now the check will be different. Now the checklist here chosen, it won't be with this setup, but it will be if this is not empty. So if this relation is not empty, so it's the item and it's within today, then check it. So now on the action, click item. If this, okay, so we don't need this anymore. Okay, so if the item let's make a new checklist just with a checkbox. So this will be easier. So this is true and this is false. And this will be tick box. So if it's not checked, then I want to add an item to the daily checks. Date to check will be current date. An item will be the row ID. And then we're gonna write to the user page the last daily check like this, and we make a daily check relation. You will see in a second why this makes sense. So last daily check to the daily check ready. So when I create this row of daily check, I want to document the ID that I just wrote to back into my user profile. I'm trying to not use so many rows. I could do it just like this. Okay, and if it's not, then to uncheck it, then I need to delete this specific item. So I can do it like this. See how it's been checked, and if I click it, it's not checked, because what happened in the background is that I added those items. See, let's delete this one, we don't need it. So basically I added these items with today, so that's why the first relation exists, and then I'm checking if it's within today. So I could do it like this, okay? But what if I want to do something like this? And then I don't need this row anymore. Right? This is a bit more complex. So we can do it like this, like I just did. So if you're gonna click here, and then if I want to clear them all, then we need to go to here, items, and let's say I want to make a relation between the split and the items. I only want to do this to get the category. So I don't need multiple choice. In this way I can do it like this, daily checks, and then I can make a relation between the category and the category, just like this, multi, and then I want only for today, like we did before, from the daily checks, and then if it is within today, and save it, because daily check is within today's. And now the clear all, I can simply delete the daily check. And I can say that if the daily check doesn't exist, don't show this. So if it is not empty, and then clear, it will clear all of it. It will delete all the items. So you can see, and clear. So this works nicely. And we kind of solved, okay, the problem. Like here we have solved, right? But the downsides of this method, the exact method, is that I'm creating one row per item per day, which is fine. It's not too bad. But let's say I want to do for each day all the items in each day, right? So how we can do this? So let's try it. So we can make it as item list. Okay. Okay, so these are all the items. Now we need to do item to add. I want to add this item to this list, right? So now I have item split, and I want to split plus item to add, and I use array, and let's see how it goes. Or maybe we can do it in this way. Okay, let's try this one. Okay. You split plus the item to add. And then I make a list out of it. Because eventually I want to write this back into here. All right, so we need a relation between the date that we just did to all of them. Okay, we probably just need this. So we need to format our date. Because if not, it will be by the second, and then it won't work. So current date, and we can use this. So daily checks. The reason I'm doing this because actually in the background this is what's written. Even if I do this, date only. Once I click on it, it have the seconds and everything. But we don't want that. We just want a static information just for the day. And this CTT. And now see if I click on here, this is only what I see. I don't see anything else. And then from the user, I can say daily checks. I want all the days like this. And actually this will be only one, not multi, because the way we're going to do it. So let's delete those. And now let's check the item. And we'll do something different. Now, if the daily checks is empty, meaning I have no row there at all, then add it as normal. And we'll use this item to add. And also this one. Yeah. This is the first. This is the first row that will be created. If it doesn't, if it does exist, I mean. So if it's not empty, we want to set column values. So let's do this. Item to add. Also here. User row, item to add. I want to put the item ID so I can use it. And then okay, I can actually do this, set there the item, but then I need to put here all the items. I need to choose this from somewhere. So I need all items for today. So I need this item to add. So after I set this item, I put it there, then I can do another set column values to this daily checks. And put all the items from the items I pulled. And here we go. Let's see what happened. Right, just one row now. And now we have 2 items here. Right. This is very good. Now we need to remove items as well. So let's call it items after removal. So we have remove element, and we can have the item split and remove the item to add. So this will be item to add or remove. And this will be item to remove. So in the check, if I want to remove it, so now if I have this item with me, it's not empty, I want to set column values like I did before in the daily check, either to remove and also the check, and I want to item to remove. Save it and go back to action, and items will be from items to remove, like so. And here we don't need this. Let's see if it works. It certainly doesn't. Okay, let's see why. So I wrote the item, daily checks today. Okay, we have just for us to be clear, what is everything? Okay, item 1, item 3. Let's go for item 3. Item 3, it is not empty, so it's fine. It should go there. Now you are in my head. how to solve problems. So we can see these items. Okay, it's also in here. Okay, you know what, let's start again. We need to remove this. Okay, now we can clear all. Because basically I deleted the relation from the user row. Item is fine, but when deleted, it doesn't work. Right. I believe we need to do opposite. So it means that this needs to be empty. And this is empty. And the checks is not empty. Look at this. All right. The reason was that it's because we had to make very specific conditions, so it will find the way to do it. But now you can see I can click all of it and I can remove it, and because it's based on date, it will be cleared tomorrow automatically, because tomorrow, let's say I click these items, tomorrow I don't have this, I don't have the items anymore, but today I have it. Here of course we can see, we can make it as well as the checklist, so we can see it clearly. And here we don't need it, we can just make it like those. And what this gives us actually is ability to make another table like this, and to make the daily checks, so we can have the date, and eventually this is the items, so we can count it. And we can also make items relation, so we can see who was there in that day. So item split, items multiple, and now here we can put number of items, and if I click inside, I can move this and this, I can make the list of the items that were there. See, and here as well. And of course, if I'm gonna add more, I have all 4. If I clear all of it, then it doesn't exist anymore. Pretty cool. And it also doesn't waste rows, which is really nice. And of course we can take it, and then from here you can do basically whatever you want with this. So let's make it, this is 1, just so we have like 3 days. can go to this category. And yeah, of course we can divide by class.
What?
And then we have these days. And let's see, we can sort by the day check. And we can even, put a chart on it. From a date, this will be like the items. And we can do all sort of things with this. Hope this was helpful. Hope you stay so far and you saw all of it. Eventually we got it, we solved it, and it was really interesting problem to solve. And you can see I didn't use any updates, not a Google Sheets or anything else, which make this super economical. Yes, you need to work a bit. It took us maybe 20 minutes, something like that. And eventually you can use this method even on the Glide free plan. So hope you enjoy and have a great day. Bye bye.